My name is Tanita Brown. I am 29 years old. I am a foster care case manager for the Division of Family and Children Services. My love for advocating for mental health started in high school when I was having feelings that I didn't quite understand. And shortly after that, learning what that meant and just diving into it and wishing that everyone else could be as open about their mental health like I am. I just felt sadness all the time. I grew up the second oldest of 8. My mom was a single mom, and we moved a lot. I was homeless most of my life. When you're homeless, you start to have these feelings that you don't quite understand, and those feelings started maybe at the age of 8 when I started experiencing homelessness. I didn't realize it was depression until my senior year of high school. During that time, I was like, oh, why am I sad all the time? Why? It was just a bunch of whys. And I didn't really understand the whys until I got older. Experiencing homelessness was very traumatizing. It impacted my academics, my ability to build relationships with people, as well as having self-esteem. The lowest point in my life as it pertains to mental health was probably after having my daughter, postpartum depression. I just felt like everything that was happening around me was too much for me, and I wanted to check myself into a hospital. Reason why I got through that, one day I was going to a post-op. I was going to have surgery. And the doctor, he looked me straight in my face. You know, you're going over the medication list and things like that. He was like, well, I see here you take anxiety medication, you know? And he was like, why? And I explained to him why. And I felt like God jumped into his body. I kid you not. It's like his whole energy changed. And he was like, well, I don't think you need anxiety or antidepressants. Like, I don't think you need that. I think you just need to, I don't know if you're a believer in God or not, but you know, why don't you just try to go back to church? Never told this man anything about my religion or anything like that. And he was like, I don't think you need to take them. I think you just need to get away from the people and what's causing you the anxiety. That same day, I stopped. I threw my medication away, and I was fine after that. It's like I was brought out of a dark place immediately because this person told me, well, you're in control of your situation, so do something about it. And that's what I did. I moved away. I moved out of that environment, and I was able to heal in an environment by myself. And that was great. You have to have faith. That's the number one. It's like up here on the list. That's the first thing that you have to have, because if you don't have faith, it may be a little hard to get through your trials of mental health. Self-help for me was allowing myself to feel everything that came to me. Going into isolation, not telling too many people what's going on because outside opinions could make things a little bit worse. So for me, mine was isolation, allowing myself to feel. If I have to cry it out. If I'm angry, if I have to scream, I scream. Grounding myself, whether that be doing something that I love, like going out in nature, putting my feet in some grass, listen to my favorite music. Those are things that I feel like helped me on my healing journey. What I do to get myself out of a dump or a dark place, I talk to myself. A lot of times, me personally, my mental health stuff kind of stems from childhood. So I have to constantly remind myself, you are okay. You are not an 8-year-old girl who's homeless, who has to worry about her next meal or where she's going to live. You are okay. And so I try to be mindful of what's around me. I kind of do this thing like, okay, what can I see? What can I smell? What can I taste? You know, what can I feel? And I just tell myself that I'm okay. I give myself grace. I may say, hey, I'll lay down for 30 minutes longer or 15 minutes longer. Or if that doesn't work, I pray. A piece of advice I could give someone: your circumstances and what you're going through does not determine who you are and where you're going. That's what I live by. 5 years from now, you could be in a completely different space in your life. So don't give up, and just remember that your circumstances does not define who you are or where you're going. If I could be honest, I don't think I would have done anything differently, because those hard times shaped the person that I am today. I wouldn't change anything about my journey, because the journey builds character.